Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CC Zone. It's me, Redacted, and I'm joined by quite a bunch of people. We got Watercat co-hosting with me today. Thank you, Watercat, for being here. We got Ohani from Hard Hat Zone, Stunned Senji, as well as Hard Hat Zone Brindo Kobayashi, and surprise guest last minute because I definitely didn't go in the Aegis Discord and just find him sitting there. We got Hoshi Yumi, one of the owners and the support from Dorado Gaming Omega. How y'all doing tonight? Watercat, we'll start with you, man.
Hello, Redacted. It's always a pleasure to be here. I'm really excited to talk about play-ins, and I'd like to thank our sponsor, Aegis Esports. I hope Ivar continues to fund this podcast.
Alrighty. What about you, Ohani?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Excited to talk some shit in the podcast and have a good time.
Cool. Senji?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking with you guys.
Alright. And Rindo?
Just vibing today, man.
Cool. And Hoshi, how about you, man? You know, got picked up off the CCS streets, actually, or the amateur streets, and the CCS hit squad came and scooped you up.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I was getting ready to play some Demonologist, which is like a new game, and then Redacted comes in and he's like, "Hey, you want to join the podcast?" And I was like, not really, but fuck it, whatever."
Hey, thanks for being here because only Bozos is the only Omega member I've got on this podcast so far, and he wasn't even representing y'all. I think he was representing Bing Chillers that time. So y'all dog folks, y'all been kind of scared, kind of running away from the podcast this split, man. What's up with that?
That's why I'm here, man.
Bennett, you have not been on this season. Shut up. Anyway, so besides the point, yeah, so it's been quite the season, right? Intermediate league has basically concluded. We are now in the play-ins. So how are we all feeling about how our season has gone so far? Hard Hat Zone guys, we'll start with you.
Well, obviously we feel pretty good. We're 14-1 in games and 7-0 in matches, so I mean, it's been a trip so far.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Coming into this league, I didn't really know what to expect. You know what I mean? This is my first time competing outside of collegiate, so yeah, I don't know what to expect from the other teams and the other group, but yeah, I think we did pretty good in our group, so I'm looking forward to play-ins.
All right. What about you, Senji?
I'm looking forward to playing plans. It's a lot of best of fives coming up.
Alrighty, and you, Hoshi?
So I played in CCS last split, and I think the quality of teams and the competition overall coming into this split is like a lot worse.
Okay.
Including like my team too. I thought my team would be a little bit better. So I think coming into this off season, it's kind of like anybody's game. I think there's like a handful of teams that can actually take the whole thing, which like makes it much more exciting in my opinion. So kind of looking forward to that.
It's very interesting as far as because we actually you guys actually raised the elo cap of the league, right? But I do agree. After watching it, I do think it's probably a little bit lower overall competition level.
Do you think it got worse because of the split? Or just now that the league has been split into two, now, like, how do I word this? The really bad teams, like some of those teams in Novice that could have been in Intermediate are not here. So maybe you think it's worse, but it's actually where it's supposed to be?
We're missing out on having some of the top teams from Novice. Like, I think some of those teams, like, probably wouldn't be getting first or second in the league, but they'd be competing, like Reign of Kings or Optimal Esports. I don't remember exactly what they are, but like I think that would have actually brought up the overallness of the league, just because like those teams would have stomped teams like Lotus or like bottom teams on the B and Renji and those. So
Okay. All right, fair enough. That's fair enough. Hoshi, what about you? I want you to answer that too, because you pretty much brought it up.
I think it definitely hurts the depth of the league, but it's like weird because there's some crossover there as well. Because I know one of the top teams in Novice is the Being Chillers team, which obviously has two of my teammates from Omega on it,
Yeah.
right? And they wouldn't be able to participate anyways. So I think it does hurt it a little bit. I also think it's probably a product of since I'm an owner, I have a little bit more insight into some of different things, but it just feels like the overall interest in amateur for
Mm-hmm.
league is like kind of dwindling, which is like kind of sad. So I don't know if that is like taking place here as well. And then obviously with some of the Elo LP gains and losses, like the fix that they did, feels like a lot of people are like climbing much faster than they were before. So a lot of people are like ranking out and stuff. So I think it's probably like a culmination of all that put together.
Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I've definitely watched the intermediate league, and yeah, I would say I can see what y'all's points for sure, especially on the fact that yeah, you think your team got worse, man. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably not wrong. It's all right that we replaced the best mid laner in the league with the best mid laner in the league, so it's fun.
But yeah, all right. So my pick'ems are still coming in fresh out the oven, so I was stalling a little bit for time. But I do have novice pick'ems ready if we want to just get into that real quick. But before we do, Watercat, don't forget you are co-hosting, so don't just sit there all silent, man. If you got something you want to say or chime in, feel free. Like, you got anything you want to ask right now before I queue up these novice pick'ems?
I will put Hoshio on the spotlight. Semifinals, Dog Omega versus Iota. Who's winning?
Wait, they gotta get through their first matchup first, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no, we're getting there. ID Toxic fucking sucks. I think it would be close. No disrespect to Hard Hat Zone, but I think that's like the one team where we were like a little worried about, I guess. So I think that would be like the actual finals.
I don't think that's disrespect to them.
I mean, I think they would definitely feel some type of way about it. But I think we would beat them, but I think it'd be close. I will say though, like I don't think the Mint team is like very good in play-ins, but I think that Lucy guy is pretty interesting, so I wouldn't be surprised if he like willed them to some wins against Iota.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, with that being said, because we are gonna get more into that, I was just you guys kind of jumped the gun on me. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's do these novice pick'ems here. So first things first, gonna go ahead and cue that up. Let me make it this big. Bam. You should be able to see it now, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So thoughts.
A lot of teams leaving the league.
Only 2 teams dropped out, bro.
Why is there only? Wasn't there like 12?
There were 10. There are 10 teams in novice. There are only 10.
That's it.
There are 6
Okay,
matches.
okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, it looks-
So I don't. Do any of you like keep up well with the novice league or nah?
I just look at the top teams. I watch like Rain and Optimal because I know Sean and Epi. Well, his name's Sean. I know like Epi Champion pretty well, and I really like watching Rain of Kings play. And I know some of the Big Chiller players. It's about all the teams I watch.
So one thing to know is it appears that in every league, in Novice it's Shadow Z, and Intermediate is Tiafirian, and Advanced is Mid Rocky Road, who can't seem to find a consistent roster of 5 players, and they just kind of swap players around. So I know VAR Shadow Z had a pretty actually big upset win last week against Optimal, but they had essentially 3 new players, and they have some different shakeups coming into this week. So it'd be interesting to see if they can actually pull off a win against CB Rush without Shot PP, who seemed to be the main carry last week.
Yeah, no, that Shadow Z win against Optimal was nuts. I don't think anyone was predicting that. Like, we saw their roster changes come in, and we're just like, oh, okay. But Optimal was still the favorite, but that Xiao PP difference. And they gave him Lee Sin twice, I believe, right? Like,
Yes, they did. Popped off both games.
yeah, interesting indeed. But yeah, no, with the departure of 2 novice teams, it is now a 8-team race. But with that being said, though, even though there's only 8 teams remaining, there's still pretty much I'm sure if like I did the real math, I think there's only 1 playoff spot left up for grabs, and 3 teams are racing for it: CB Galaxy, CB Rush, and Shadow Z. Currently, at the time before all the roster changes, I was definitely gonna say it's CB Rushes to get into, or like to claim. But now Shadow Z with that win, I don't know. I definitely think it's a 2-horse race with CB Galaxy far behind. Sorry, guys.
They're. I mean, isn't there like last week matchup versus Rush too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yep. So Galaxy versus Rush is gonna be really great to watch in week 9. But now we gotta kind of watch Shadow Z now too, just because of their new roster changes and everything. So, yeah, it's actually kind of exciting to see who's gonna get the last seat in our novice league, because it's like, oh crap, it actually like really matters now.
Is there like an obvious team that controls their own destiny? Out of my curiosity.
I believe Bing Chillers control their own destiny now at this rate. With Optimal losing, I'm pretty sure. Just taking a quick look at the standings. Yeah, Bing Chillers. And let me look at their schedule real quick. Yeah.
Big Chillers plays Bring It Kings and then
Yeah,
CP
Brandon Kings
Galaxy.
and no, then Optimal they face.
Big Chillers.
Yeah, Bing Chillers.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they pretty much do kind of control their own fate, but not. I'm not gonna say just yet because
The hard end of the season.
yeah, they have 2 of the top 2 teams left, so those matchups are gonna be pretty tense. But I think if they win this week against Rainy Kings 2-0, then they pretty much are clinched. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not the math guy. Players.
And the other thing that just broke recently was Optimal Esports is switching to starting mid laner from Epi to Eatlove, who was the starter for Lotus Prestige. So I'll have to see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, that's big news.
yeah, crazy for the novice league though. Lots of action in our low plat league, as Flay likes to call it. But yeah, let's move on to our advanced league real quick. And let's look at that. So here's our advanced league Group A pick'ems. Thoughts on any of these picks? If any of you gentlemen keep up with the advanced league, Hoshi, we'll start with you, man, because you got 2 dog teams over there. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I don't watch advance. Sorry to my teams. Man.
What?
What, man? It's a Friday night. You think I'm gonna be watching League?
Yeah, man. What else are you gonna do? You ain't got shit to do.
Hell nah. Hey, don't worry about that, my son. You'll learn one day.
Realest shit
You ain't got no
Hoshi's ever
bitches,
said.
man.
The realest shit Hoshi's ever said.
Motherfucker asking me if I'm watching League on Friday. Hell no.
Look. Unlike you, I be at work. Okay, so it helps me pass the time. But it helps me pass the time. I told Flay if he pays me, the same amount for 3 hours of work that I can get casting, I would cast advanced. But Flay's cheap, so.
The only thing about advanced that I know is that Alpha's supposed to be like the favorite, right? And then our Tau team is like kind of a sleeper. They've been like slumping, but they've been playing kind of better. But that's all I know about advanced.
Oh, Alpha might be short their jungle this week, but that's a different issue.
Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, we had a little team meeting, but
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I'm not gonna get into that, but that did really make me debate like who I wanted to pick for pick'ems, because I was like,
Maybe
yo,
Astronaut is onto something.
no, for real. But then I was like, wait, they still have Shima and Carino, and even Hasm, like, despite his wonderful qualities.
I also want to point out that in weeks 5 and 6, Redacted had a pick'ems record of 11 and 14%. So it might not be a bad strategy to just choose the opposite of what Redacted did.
Damn, that's pretty rough.
Okay, we're on week 8 though, Watercat. Thank you for the flame. Appreciate that.
Let's see if you can turn it around.
But yeah, so any else have thoughts on Group A pick'ems before we move on? Senji, you got anything?
I'm actually looking at all the names for the first time, and I'm realizing how many people I know, but how little I know about the teams. So
no, that's fair.
thinking-
This is like we're not here for advance. I was just wondering to get any input. I will say one last thing. Akuma's kind of sliding, and OC then going kind of crazy. So yeah, I definitely. And TA2 is on the come up now as well, which is really freaking weird. I don't know like what come to Jesus moment they had, but they're now back. I think they're locked into the 6th seed right now or something. I don't know, but they're back in the playoffs picture. So we thought Blaze was doomed. We thought they were going out in a Blaze, but apparently not. So good for them. Let's go on to Group B real quick. and then hopefully my intermediate pick'ems will be ready. Just waiting on Demo to send them to me. All right, so here's Group B. What are our thoughts on Group B, Watercat?
Yeah, I'll start with the obvious. A lot of places in the U.S. still recognize April as Confederate History Month, so keep that in mind. Think of it as you will.
So what are you trying to say, Watercat?
If you know, you know. Okay.
And you know what? I'll say it. For those of you who voted for Lit Esports, you got some explaining to do. Me and Flay, we know ball. And Ivar. Oh, Ivar got his picks in? Oh shit. I didn't realize our new commissioner, he picked the Rats.
I've heard of ball.
Oh
UCS
hell no.
I think UCS isn't good. So
You don't think USC is good?
nah.
Why?
The only reason he's saying that is we
Some
scrimmed
leak.
them and we beat them.
Some leak, yeah. We
and
scrimmed
we're
them and we
not-
beat
we're
them.
intermediate.
Wait, you scrimmed
Yeah.
USC with your starting five.
Yes, and we beat them.
They had one sub. They had a top lane sub who did
Yeah,
not
that
play
was
top
good,
lane.
but-
So like, I'm not.
You
we're
know,
not
they
gonna
had
go run
their
and
main
beat fives.
roster. They had their main roster.
Their top
last
laner did
game.
not play a single game.
Really?
He was mid lane man. He didn't play. He was like a P3 or P2 player. But yeah, the other two master players and the other players were playing. And we beat them 2-1. So that's probably why he thinks that.
Wow. Okay, hey, so yeah.
Some leaked info, but yeah.
No.
Wait,
Like
wait,
I
hold
said,
on, hold on. We leaking scrims tonight? Hold on,
Yeah.
that's what we
We're
on.
not
Oh
supposed to leak
hell
those.
yeah!
hey,
It's the league scrim. Okay, to be fair, that scrim was like ages ago though. I think that scrim was like literally a month ago.
all I want to
So
say
shit
is
could've changed.
all I want to say to Hard Hat Zone is see you in AML next split.
Maybe. Who knows?
What's harder, AML or advanced?
I don't know. I don't play in those leagues.
I don't know anything about AML, so
Oh, all right.
We've scrimmed a couple AML teams.
Mhm.
Was just curious on thoughts.
Okay. Well, while I'm waiting for the intermediate pick'ems to get out the oven, let's move on to something else real quick. It's All Pro actually. So, All Pro is out, and Watercat, do you want to break that down? How All Pro is being conducted here? Did I lose Watercat? Did he go drink water? Watercat. Okay, I'm gonna assume he went.
I was muted.
Oh,
I'm here. Yeah, so the way we do All Pro is, I think, a bit different from other leagues. The All Pro in CCS works, it's by group. So Group A has All Pro and then Group B has All Pro. And every team gets one vote. And along with casters and I, we each rank our top 3 players in each role, and then it goes to a second ballot where we do a second round of voting to determine the All Pro team for each group.
yep.
So here on the screen we have the starters for each of the rosters. These are the players who are eligible for our All Pro. And I guess I'll start off with like my first observation for Group A is that I think the jungle pool is probably one of the most stacked in any role across any group.
Yeah, for All Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have the current responses right now. They're not done, so take this with a grain of salt. But as of right now, leading All Pro, and I'll just go top lane. I'll go lane by lane, obviously. So starting with top lane, Top Dream is in the lead.
That's Group B.
Oh, is that
that's
Group
Group B, my bro.
My fault. Group A. Here we go. So for first team, top lane in the lead currently is a Widow Griefer from TA Fury. I'm not gonna say how many votes. I'm just gonna, and second is Rindo, and third is actually tied between Cargo, Flappable Cargo, Mint Savage, and Bennett. So that's
No way, Mint Savage gets votes, bro.
So-
even Ohio knows, and he's new, man.
That guy is fucking
Oh.
ass.
His stats are not actually that bad. Like when I look
Yeah,
at
but
it,
like
he...
I don't know, stats only mean so much. IMO.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Stats are like if we're playing for stats, then
Yeah.
like I don't want you on my fucking team, dude. So
fair enough, but I don't think he is as bad as people make him out to be. I definitely considered him as top 3 for All Pro on my ballot.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, he's a mid to high plat tier top laner. Like when I laid against him, I actually thought it was my worst performance of the split, to be honest. And it's like my numbers walked away pretty good. He just it didn't feel like he did anything. He missed a bunch of Malfires when I played against him, and maybe it was just an off week. But like he would get shoved and he wouldn't get any vision with it. It was just like I don't know, like
Man, y'all didn't even let me finish reading the
uh,
other two teams
one
yet.
way.
So
I
yeah,
hope
there's
there's better top
We
players than
can
him
do
in our
position by
division.
position, though, right?
huh?
We can just do it position by position.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But there's first team, second team, and third team.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So second team, currently in the lead for that is Rindo, and second place is Bennett, and then third is Griefer, Savage, and Cargo, and then third team in the lead is Bennett. And then everyone else is tied. So as of right now, if it was to come out today, Griefer, Rindo, and Bennett would be your first, second, and third team for All Pro in the top lane.
I definitely do think that Griefer as one is pretty surprising. He's definitely a player I wanted to put in my top 3, and I think usually how these works is that the All Pro is dominated by players from the top team, so it's actually rather surprising to see someone from TA Fairy, which is I think 5th seed, make it to the top 3. But he is a very good player.
I think that's good though, because that just goes to show you that, like, you know, sometimes even though your team and your record is bad, people still recognize, you know, the individual, the player, that like, okay, this player though, like, without them, would this team even be where they are, right? Like, Elsa got first, Elsa from Frozen, he's in the novice league now, but he got first team last split, even though, like, what, he was on IDF, right? I think, and
God.
yeah, and they like got out in the second round of the losers bracket or something like that. So yeah, I think I do like how our All Pros conducted here for sure, compared to All Stars, which is more like a popularity contest type thing and more for content. But yeah, let's move on to Jungle. Okay, so Jungle, this is like I said, once again, out of 8 votes currently. So in first place, or first team, is Banger, Dojos, Omega, obviously. And then tied for second is Llama and Birdo for first team. And then for second team, it's a tie between Llama and Birdo. And then for third team, it is Birdo. So Birdo, Banger, Llama, Birdo, and Birdo for first, second, and third right now.
How do you have 2 Birdos on there? Or am I
Because
just misunderstanding what you're saying.
so for first team, so like, you get what I'm saying? First team. So there's first team, second team, third team.
Yep.
You got it now?
So like my understanding is like as a person that was like first time all state in high school and stuff, I was never able to be first team and second team, or like first team, second team, honorable mention or something. So like it doesn't make sense how you can be in both.
Well, I'm just saying these are the current votes. They're not done yet. So like,
gotcha.
So like, let's say, you know, once the voting is done, Birdo wins over Dojos in first team. So then Birdo is first team, and then if Banger has the most votes in second team, then he'll get that, right?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just saying what the current standings are right now. Like, the voting isn't done. I figured I'd just give people something so that way they know, like, what it's looking like right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, any thoughts on that, Senji? I believe you. Oh, this is Group A though. But yeah,
I think the jungle pool is like super big split. Like, I just think it's like the obvious top 3 of like Birdo, Llama, and Dojos, and then like everyone else is just kind of there. So I don't know. I also think Llama and Dojos are like definitely for like tied for 1 and 2, just because like I think they both have like super big influence on the game, but I feel like they have it in like really different ways. Like, I feel like Dojos plays a really like much more volatile play style, and Llama plays like a way more like calculated, like really low risk play style, but like is really good at it. So I don't know. I know if that like takes into account of like any voting, but I feel like Llama is just less volatile, and like Dojos just goes for like more like hype stuff.
Oh, did I miss that part?
Oh,
I swear Watercat said that. Watercat, didn't you say that everyone gets points for the votes?
I said it was ranked choice, but
yeah, Chelsea missed that part because
because
she's roasting me right now.
I'm not Chelsea roasting people.
Yeah, Watercat already explained that, Chelsea. Why you
I
roasted
don't
me
think I
in
went that in
Twitch
depth
chat.
of that, but yeah, it's...
Yeah, so for you guys that weren't here or weren't listening, yeah, every player does get points based off their vote as well. So like, whoever has the most points obviously wins that. Wins that role. All right, moving on to mid lane here. Currently for first team is Marcel. Alternative. Is that a surprise? And for second team, we got Goaty, and then for third team, it's a tie between Danny and Frosty6 from Going Sober.
Makes enough sense. I think in the past, like the reputation Hard Hat Zone has is Marcel and forwards, and the Hard Hat Zone players
Whoa.
have any thoughts of is that still true this season or?
No. Come on. Just respecting my name, man.
I mean, I think that
Come on.
narrative definitely carries over, right? That's probably why
Wait.
Marcel ended up getting more votes.
Is that why Bennett
'Cause-
left the team too? Because he was a word?
I can't speak for Bennett. He can speak for himself in Twitch chat. But
true.
I do think it's a little interesting. You should probably ask Marcel how that mid lane matchup went whenever we played. But I'll just leave it at
Yeah.
that.
I mean, if the mid lane matchup went poorly for us, in your opinion, and we still beat you guys, does that mean the other
Yeah,
four
you guys
players
played
are
better.
worse? Yeah.
Yeah,
so, like,
on that day. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I agree. Everything is like by day, but like, then why do you like walk away at the beginning of this, like the beginning of this podcast? You go, oh, no disrespect to Hard Hat Zone, but like literally the semifinals on the other side is the finals. Like Hard Hat Zone like hardly matters, but like we've like 140 your guys' team in overall games.
I didn't say it hardly mattered, but I do
Maybe
think
I
Iota's
misunderstood
better than
what
you
you said.
guys.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's what you think.
Well, you think Iota's
right.
better than us?
That's
Yeah.
his opinion. That's because he
Wait.
owns Dog, and he's just one of
The
them.
bias is crazy on that statement, though.
It's
No,
it's just a biased
I don't know.
statement, so you like shrug it off. But I was
I
just
don't
like
know.
curious how you like decides that. Like if he thinks Goaty's better, but his team loses, so it means all those players are just worse.
I mean, like,
But he says we have no chance. Like
I
it doesn't
think- yeah, I
make
think,
sense. It's just like a lot of copium I smell.
I think it's what's it called? I don't know. I think Omega is definitely better than Iota, because like we beat both of you guys, and the Omega games were like actually close. The Iota games were kind of just like sleeper. I don't know. The Iota games didn't really feel hard.
Did Rocket play in that game? I know he missed the game. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what
we played.
series.
Yeah,
I
Rocket did play.
Okay, word,
Rocket
word,
got
word.
solo killed by fucking Rindo, man.
Yeah, he was like my most solo kills of the whole.
Yeah,
year,
Rocket
I think,
was getting
actually.
solo killed by Rindo. I don't know. I feel like
But to be fair, I like finally didn't play RuneScape during one of our series, so.
Okay, so yeah,
You beat me,
I'm
but-
gonna explain this one more time for you guys and for the viewers at home because just so that way it's crystal clear. So this is the first round of all pro voting, right? So if you vote for someone on the first team, like the people voting, they get 5 points. You vote for someone for second team, they get 3 points, and if you vote for someone on the third team, they get 1 point. Every player can only get voted for once. You cannot duplicate your votes. And there's 2 rounds of voting. So if a player isn't voted for in this round, then they don't move on to the next round because there are only 2 all-pro teams. So that makes it very hard, and like cuts the fat, right? You get what I'm saying? So right now, this is just like the selection phase of like who's gonna make it to the next round. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's move on to ADC because we still got Group B. But first team right now, currently in the lead, is Lucy from Mint Gaming. Second team is Ohani, and third team is Solbert from Going Solbert.
Ah, hell no.
So, do you think you should be first, though, Hane?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say yeah because I don't know. Okay, I think Lucy's like a really good player,
Mhm.
right? But back on like this going when I talked about stats and shit, Mint like heavy plays for Lucy like literally every game, right? And don't get me wrong, they're 100% their win con like every game, so it makes sense, right? But that's why their stats are insane. But like I don't know, when it comes to team fighting, I kind of feel like they played our series really fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe that's just like they were having an off day, right? So I can't really give like a full opinion because I haven't really watched many Mint games. But like when it came to team fighting, they actually played terrible and like kind of still lost their team the series versus us. So I don't know.
Okay.
But if you're going by stats, like 100% they deserve first team.
I mean, look, if I had a vote for Intermediate League, Ohani, you would have been my first team, all right? The way you was going on Zaya, getting those
Good looks. Good
Featherstorm kill, I was like, hey yo, I want to be like him.
That's funny.
All right, but see, all right, for supports though, for first team, it's Dragon Mooncake. Second team is Hoshi, and third is Benny, Mint Benny.
All right, Hoshi, do you think you should be first team?
Probably not this split. I think I've been a little lackluster.
For ADC, I think you should be.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. Put me up there, bro. Put me ahead of Ohani real quick.
He's talking about ahead of Matt G.
Oh shit. No, but to answer your question, I don't think I've been playing the hardest this split, and I think Dragon Moonkick has been playing pretty well, so I have no qualms with that.
And what do you think of Mid Benny? Like, do you think third team is appropriate for him over some of the other sports?
I think after me and Dragon, everybody else is dog shit, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Damn, I was looking at the ADC votes real quick to see if Matt G got a vote. He did, luckily.
Was it from Omega?
Yeah, it was for me. Save my boy, man.
That's funny.
All right, so let's move on to Group B. Let me show the participants for Group B. There we go. All right, so Group B, first team for top lane currently in the lead is Top Dream from Iota. Second team is Inferno, and third team is Sinning and Winning from Stun Mythos.
Oh, interesting. I think with Group B, it was a lot more clear from most of the roles that there was a clear top two, and is usually from one of Iota or Bink Chiller, sometimes Oxen. I think Sinning is one of the players I definitely considered for third team. I ended up, I think, going with Kronk from Contingent.
Mm-hmm.
He is also a solid choice.
Okay. What about you, Senji, man? You got any thoughts on that?
I'm surprised Sinning's so high up.
Really?
You guys had him on the list for having no control wards.
Hey, that's all Watercat, man. That's all Watercat.
But yeah, no, Sinning plays by himself most of the time, and many times he's proven himself that he could be the best player in the league or the worst player in the league. So I think that, like, you look at all the things that he's done well, and maybe he's kind of above us, some of the other top laners.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so for jungle, we have Hunter Wolfsteal, first team. Second team is Shady Gecko, and third team currently, it's actually oh my god, it's technically a four-way tie, but I'm not gonna say the fourth name. It's a three-way tie between Ketty, Zhao PP, and Sutek. Wait, where's Senji?
The very spicy one.
Did I not say your name? Oh shit! Damn, Senji, how you feel about that, bro? Oh, you got one vote for first team though, at least.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm kind of like a facilitator for my team at the moment, so I haven't really been able to show what I can do. Been trying to go and get our team together. It's been like a weird split, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We got to play against the top two teams like the first 2 weeks of the season and didn't really have our team together. So I'm not really sure like where like we stand in terms of like the actual things now that we have like our roster together.
Can I ask, is there any player on your team that you would want to advocate for All Pro?
For Stun Mythos?
Yes.
I think tier AO. I think he's there's been very rare times that I feel like he's been gapped mid in Group B.
Okay, so
everything else falling apart around him maybe, but he's did pretty well.
I will say that when I won't name who, but when I was doing my Group B ballots, I asked a mid laner from Group B who they thought they should be third, and they said that anyone but Tier because he thought he was the worst mid laner in the group. But
Damn. All right, so speaking of mid lane, let's move on to the current votes for mid lane. So in first place or first team, sorry, I keep saying first place. First team, we have tied BKP and Karma Warrior from Bing Chillers, Bing PvP from Iota. Second team is in the lead is also Karma Warrior right now. So if Karma doesn't win first team, then they'll win second. And third team is Halas from ID Toxin. Any thoughts on these mid laners? Watercat, you are a mid laner yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's pretty expected. I think 1 and 2 is actually a pretty close toss-up. I think BKP has been pretty solid all around, but Karma Warrior has some like. I think the thing about BKP is that this season, especially his team, ADC and bot top, are both really strong and have shown a lot. And I think BKP, while he's been really good, hasn't had like the 1v9 carry performance because usually his team is also doing very well. Well, I think in a lot of Bing Schiller's game, Karma Warrior is actually one of their main carries.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of Bing Chillers this split at all, so I'm glad I did not get a vote for this league. But what about anyone else? Senji, once again, this is more your group, so you know the competition, more familiar with them compared to the Hard Head Zone guys. Any thoughts on this?
I don't know why people are ranking Karma Warrior so high. I feel like Hunter just makes him look good. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Aside from that, we played Iota and ID Talks in the first 2 weeks, so I don't even remember that far back.
Got you.
So
your mid laner did get some votes though, so they're on the board at least tier, which is good because you want your team member to get some votes, otherwise they won't move on to the next round. So moving on to ADC, in first place, first team, Bubster. I don't think that was a surprise, to be honest with you. At least I'll say for me, it was not a surprise to me. Second team, we got Your Mom's OP from Mighty Toxin, and third team is King Civil. Any thoughts on this?
I think again that's a pretty expected result. I think Your Mom's OP is a relatively new player to CCS, right? I think this is one of his first competitive splits, and he's definitely impressed everyone despite playing on a bit of a dumpster fire team. So good for him for securing second All Pro.
Anyone else want to give their thoughts? Hoshi, you've been kind of silent, man.
I'm gonna be honest.
Going
man,
active in Twitch chat. I see
yeah,
you.
maybe the hardhead zone boys kind of agree with me, but from comparing the group A to the group B players, like the group B players are so fucking bad. It's kind of crazy.
So real, so real.
It's like besides Iota, which obviously is like one of my teams, so I have a lot of respect for them. We played the Bing Chillers team, which is supposed to be like the other like contender in the other group, and they were really fucking bad. So it's like if they were really bad, then every other team is probably really bad in Group B. So I don't know.
The question is like, were they trying super hard in the cross group game, just like when we played Iota, right? That's the question, right? So
yeah,
they were definitely trying. Bozos and Hunter do not like each other. There was a lot of all chat going on.
I think that's fair. I know they don't like each other, so
I love that rivalry, by the way. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so some of you guys were probably in game, but like Bozos invaded Hunter on one of his camps and killed him, and he ended up pausing and he was like, "Hey little bro, like you lagging or something? You good?" And I was like, "Man, you can't be doing this shit, man." So yeah, I definitely think that they were trying. I was talking to Flay and I told him I feel like if he would have just done the all pro like the whole tournament instead of like by group, it would have been better.
Where it's not a whole lot of teams, I don't think it's like a terrible idea. Like when you guys had these huge like Wednesday, Thursdays, I can see why you just split it. But now with like just 14 teams, I can see it being just putting it all together. But we didn't play much against each other, so it's also hard.
I think Flay wanted to give everyone their flowers before the lights turned off.
That's fair.
But that feels kind of bad, right? Like you should be rewarding the best players in the league. And I feel like if you would have done the whole tournament, then it probably just would have been like all Group A players with like some Iota players sprinkled in. But then that feels really bad for Group B. So I don't know.
I definitely do agree that.
Go ahead, Watercat.
With the exception of maybe like Top Stream and Bubster, I think if we did it by cross groups, it would mostly be Group A players in the top 3.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that. I just assumed personally when we were talking about it that it was gonna be Group A and Group B because they're two groups. But I see your point of just making it one entire thing. You know what? I'll say this. I know part of the reason why we probably split it up is because it's less work to make these forms
Yeah.
and keep track of. I'll tell you that
Awesome.
much. I'll tell you that much. There's probably that too when it comes to like drafting all this stuff. It's probably less work. But yeah, let's move on to support. So support, we got boyfriend from Nameless. Yeah, me looking at these names, I'm like, who are these people? So first team is boyfriend from Nameless. We got Blobby and Coach Pizza tied for second team currently, and for third team, I Am Insanity. Coach Pizza and boyfriend are also leading the charge. Senji, so yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
I think Blobby's pretty bad. That guy was an NPC in lane when I went her versus Iota. So I don't know.
Yeah, you think Bobby's bad?
So
Dude,
you think your
bro,
support's
dude.
better, right?
Dude, I don't know. I think Bubster like actually just hard carries Blobby. Like I don't know if they're like duoed together on like a lot of teams, but if
Mhm.
they play on like a lot of teams together, I feel like Blobby's success comes from Bubster. Like I don't know when we were laning and then me and Ben were laning versus them in the cross group game. Blobby was just like a non-factor both games. He was just kind of not there.
But
I don't know.
on the flip side to that, like we both remember the game 2 that game where they're playing Lucian Nami and Buster was kind of doing some questionable gameplay. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think Bubster played that game good at all, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know. At least Bubster like had like good laning. You know what I mean? Like CSing and his stats wise were like all really good in lane. But Blobby I feel like was actually just doing fucking nothing both games. So I think that guy's a little bit
Blobby was
overhyped.
on. Jeez, I've always been impressed with Blobby as a player.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Laning against him,
like,
was
I
fucking
don't-
crazy. I feel like he's not that good.
And
Really
speaking of let's move on real quick until the it's finally fresh out the oven. The pick'ems for our play-ins, right? So Senji, we got you here. You're playing TA Fury this week, and actually maybe that looks really ugly. Let me adjust that. But yeah, these are our staff pick'ems here for who we think's gonna win and get into the real playoffs. What are our thoughts on these pick'ems here? Can you guys see that well?
Can I
Okay.
ask Senji, how are you even preparing to play against Tia Fury? Do you have any idea who you're going to be playing against?
That's fair.
I'm not sure.
No, it
We
really
did
is
play-
though.
We played against them in cross group and we beat them, but they were playing like Teemo top. So like I don't know how much like the cross group really mattered. So I don't know. We're really focusing on making sure that we're good for this one, but we're really preparing for the next week's. Hopefully that we can get there.
Fair enough. And do you think there's any players on Tia Fury that stand out that you don't want to face?
I mean, I played with their support before, and I think that he's like pretty good sometimes. I think he's like one of the only people that I really know on their team.
Mhm.
As I said, a little griefer. I people say he's good, but like he played Teemo top and in Gnar, and he got counterpicked top lane, so I didn't really get to see anything good from him. So I'm not exactly sure.
What
And
do
by
you-
the support, are you talking about Bravo?
Yeah, Bravo.
Okay. Well, I don't think he's played for the past couple weeks, so we'll see who shows up tomorrow.
a lot of people just
I
from
think-
the eye glance are saying it's gonna be 3-2 stunned, or looks like the people that did vote for TA are saying 3-2, 3-1. But I think on average it's gonna be at least a 4 or 5 game series. What are your thoughts on at least the TA stun series here, Senji,
I
particularly?
mean, if it would be worse than their state of when they went against us last time, like I don't see anything but a 3-0. Like if they can go and do better than what they did last time, like we might have a series, but like if they're coming in even like more misshapen than they were before, like it's just gonna be an obliteration.
Sorry, I was reading Twitch chat. Somebody wanted to say something before I cut them off. Who was that?
Yeah, I want to see something with the Mint and Nameless Echo?
Oh
game?
yeah, we were gonna get to that too. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Ohani. Start it off.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, what isn't Boyfriend Nameless Echo support?
Kurt.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
wrong? I feel like that game could be sleeper, really fun to watch. I don't know if Nameless Echo will win, but I feel like they have a bigger chance than people think due to Lucy is like literally the only reason why Mint has gotten where they have gotten.
Mhm.
And Boyfriend is really fucking good. Like that guy, he's a good player, and
played
I
with
think
him in solo queue. He's so
I think-
freaking good.
I think he totally like single-handedly could shut Lucy down in lane. If they pick Boyfriend to support, that lets him do that.
Well, Melia will be enabled, so
I think
do
last
we
week was
expect
like
to
Jimmy.
see that champion banned or picked?
I don't think it's gonna be either. Actually, I think no one's gonna pick or ban it. I feel like that champ is actually dog shit worthless out in lane,
Mhm.
and right now I feel like with how volatile bot lane is, I feel like that champ's pretty bad.
Hoshi,
Like-
what are your thoughts on that? You're a support main. I mean, Ohani's an ADC main, but like, I want to hear from the support mains too.
On Melio,
Yeah.
I don't really want to give my opinion too much. I've been playing him a little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to put my cards out there.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Ban it against Hoshi
Yeah.
then.
I don't know if Nameless will win, but I definitely think it will be a closer series than people think due to Boyfriend if
Yeah.
he's given
Boyfriend
the
can shut down Lucy.
right
their main
champs to
card.
shut down
Yeah.
Lucy.
I think it's less about Boyfriend. It's more about their jungler. I think their jungler is dog shit, and like he just needs
Yeah,
to play
that's fair.
better.
Who's nameless
So,
is
like-
jungler? Is it Keddy?
Keddy, I think
Yeah.
I think like Boyfriend, if like if he groups up with Keddy and actually starts accomplishing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because like Keddy did nothing in all three of our games, even the games that he won. He just played Udyr and power farmed and just did nothing and died.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of people just from the eye test are saying it's gonna be at least a 3 or I don't think anyone said it was going 3-2 actually. Yeah, everyone's saying 3-1 either on for either side. Oh, JC. JC's the only one that thinks it's gonna be a 5-game series.
We didn't mention it, but it is notable that Boyfriend got first. Actually, was leader for first All Pro team in Group B, despite being on a bottom tier team. I think it's pretty interesting. As staff, I'll just say he's a player we've been watching because he was like D2 70 LP, like one game away from breaking out most of the season. But from what everyone has said, this guy is actually very cracked. So
Ooh, roster
Really good
staff.
player.
Okay, roster staff giving us a little bit of info.
I have a what's it called? I have a question for the hardhead guys, if you don't mind me asking.
Go for it.
How did you guys feel with the way that the bracket turned out? Because I know the last week was like interesting because there was like a lot of moving parts. Was this like your guys' ideal bracket for you guys? Was
Are
that
you
something
happy-
that you
are
guys
you
talked
actually-
about?
Are you? It is something we talked about a little bit. Are you asking if we're happy to avoid the two dog teams to
Yes.
finals? Pretty much.
Yes.
That's what I
yes.
thought you were asking.
Yeah, Hoshi, say
I
it with
mean,
your chest, Hoshi.
What's that?
I said say it with your chest. Just ask him, are you happy to avoid
Yeah.
dog until the finals?
No, there's people in the call that have different opinions. And I'm not going to say who, except for my personal opinion, because I don't like speaking for people.
Okay.
I personally was happy to. We kind of hyped up Bing Chillers and them, and I mean they've got good players, but it just whenever I've watched them, sometimes it doesn't look like they're on the same page as players. Personally, now maybe it's just been bad weeks when I've watched them. I don't know, but outside of that, like you guys were my top two teams in the league, except for us. So personally, yes, but like, did I feel like it was like God's miracle? No, like it just a small percentage point, right?
Word.
Me?
What about you, honey? Yeah.
I don't know. My thing was like, I don't be honest. I didn't really give a shit who we went against in playoffs, right? Like
That's fair.
we beat both of your teams. I'm not really afraid of either of your teams, like at all. But I also really wanted to see the Dorado v Dorado semifinals match. So
That's fair.
I kind of didn't want you guys to be on my side of the bracket just for that. But, like I wouldn't have really cared like if we were to go against you guys, either of your teams earlier. Like I wouldn't have really cared.
That's fair.
Anyone else have any questions for anyone in the call?
I guess for the hard hat zone people, are we just gonna assume that Omega's gonna sweep ID Toxin next week?
I mean, I hope.
Toxin.
Did they
I
have
hope
a shot,
so.
or is it?
I hope too, bro.
I hope so. If you guys
maybe
don't, bro, if you guys
maybe we
lose
have the
to
Lucy
Toxin,
Harpelia duck carry game, like
Dude,
right?
if you guys
Maybe
lose to
duck carries a
fucking
game.
Toxin, I don't know, man.
So no believers.
That's
Oh, do you
yeah.
guys-
Really?
Do you guys think either of the play-ins teams has any chance if they win their series, like in the following series? I feel like it's so funny that like Stunned and TA might play a 5-game series to get 3-0'd in an hour by Hardhead Zone.
Oh, we have Sentry right here. Like, how are you feeling about the stunned? If you win, this week's stunned hard zone in quarters.
I'm actually pretty happy that this is like the way that playoffs are. I genuinely think that this match doesn't matter. Whoever wins this one versus against Hard Hat, and if they beat Hard Hat, like we don't have to play 4 best of 5s to lose in finals, because that's what it's going to be, is 4 best of 5s for the next 4 weeks if we do start winning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'd rather just go first week TA Fury, next week Hard Hat Zone, and if we beat Hard Hat Zone, like for whatever reason,
For whatever reason.
No hope.
I'm saying if we beat them, it's like we beat the number 1 team.
And
So
you
then
don't
we
have to play all the way to finals to lose the
Then
best
it's
team.
like, okay, well, yeah, now we beat the best team, so like now we're taken seriously a little bit,
Yeah.
and like whatever. But like I'd rather have it where we're like versing one of the better teams earlier.
I ain't gonna lie, the way Flay set that up is damn near a slaughterhouse. Yeah, go against the first seed team after you play in for your playoff lives.
Yeah, it's just like what happened because of a small tournament, right? There's only 14 teams.
Wait,
That's
let
kinda
me-
how it happens.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Mint / Nameless Echo game, the winner of that might be able to. That they're going against Iota, right? I feel like they
Yeah.
might be able to take some games off of Iota, but I don't think they'll beat them.
I kind of feel the same way too. It'd be
Yeah.
well, me and the Omega guys were talking. We're like, if somehow one of those teams beats Iota, we'll kind of be celebrating the week before, because I would
Yeah,
I would
then I
love to
think
play one of those teams instead of Iota.
I totally think if Iota somehow loses to one of those teams, which like realistically I think it could happen, but I don't know. I think if Iota loses to one of those teams, I think it guarantees Omega in
Yeah.
finals.
So you heard it here. Hoshi will celebrate if Iota loses.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit, I told him that shit myself, man.
Hoshi doesn't wanna go against a sister team again, man. At least it's not
Yeah.
finals this time.
Yeah, I remember what
And-
happened last time.
There is one thing we haven't talked about, and that is going Soulbird. I think going into Stardust Split when they beat Omega, I think there was a lot of hype around them if they could be a top 2 team. But recently they've kind of slumped and had a roster swap when their top laner ranked out. So what do we make of their chances?
They just look like I'm
I don't
good
think
for
they
the
look
silver,
good.
but they look kind of like they're on fire. Where they're like top laner ranked out, and they're having a support main playing top. The last, I think, 2 series is like it's very.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
I don't know. Looks rough.
going silver. I don't know. Like when we were against them in the way beginning of the season, and like we hyped them up because we played them after they beat Omega, and we were like, oh, this team's actually like good, perhaps. And then once we played them, I think those were the most one-sided matches we've had. Like those matches were not even close.
Yeah, not even kidding. They
Yeah,
were.
those were like the most one-sided,
Yeah.
easy matches we've had in the whole entire season. So
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty cool to know, and thank you all for giving your thoughts and opinions on that. I will ask y'all here, just because it is already like past the hour. Do y'all have time for worry clips or not? Because we can just cut it loose then.
I gotta bounce. I have to go.
I got it
No,
out too.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Then yeah, we'll just go ahead and end the show here. So you guys can just go ahead and give out last thoughts, shout outs and whatnot, and then we'll go ahead and close it out.
I can start. I will say, well, good luck to all the playoffs teams, and farewell to who was it? The teams that did not make it: Lotus, Rangy Tea Time, Contingent, and
Moonstone.
Moonstone Gaming. Thanks for playing. Good luck in APL next split.
Yeah.
That's even if they get accepted, Watercat. Ohani, you go ahead next, man.
Yeah, just I don't know. Thanks for having me. It was a good time. Fun talking with everyone. And yeah, good luck to the play-ins teams, especially. Good luck to you guys. I hope there's I hope the play-ins teams get some upsets. It'd be pretty fun to see. Obviously not versus my team, but
You mean get some upsets like in their playoff run, or just
in their playoff run. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
as a
okay,
whole.
okay. Gotcha,
Like
gotcha.
I hope a play. It would be really really cool to see a play-in team get like to finals.
So you're just hoping
That'd be-
Iota
That'd be
loses at this
really
point.
funny. That'd be really funny to see, like, I don't know, both of the dog teams lose to like Mint or some shit crazy
Hey, why
like
is it
that.
why is it gotta be us, bro? Why can't
Well, 'cause
Senji here send you packing, man? What?
Well, no, because I'm saying
Is
I'm
he
not gonna
the
pray.
one?
I'm not gonna pray on my own team downfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I have to. Like, you
All
guys
right,
be
all
on the
right,
other
all
team,
right,
I
all
can
right.
pray,
Hold
like-
up, hold up. Dojos wants me to move him real quick, so let's see.
Oh,
Let's
God.
go ahead. Let's if
I
you
just want to say,
uh-huh.
fucking ID Toxin, you guys are dog shit. Willie, my little bitch, I'm about to fuck the shit out of you. The rest of you in here suck. Yo, Stun Gaming's fucking terrible, Senji. I don't know who you are, but I'm just about to fucking flame you. Hard Hat Zone gonna get cooked. The bitch chillers, you're getting first rounded by fucking, I don't know, whoever the fuck. Yo, sir, you're fat as fuck IRL, buddy. Get a life.
That's crazy.
It's just
I should have
Yeah,
known
it's-
better. I should have known better.
That's my
I
jungler.
knew it was gonna be something
I
like
should
that.
I should have
It's
known
just-
better. I thought
On
it was
that
gonna
note,
be
It's one
something
of those
like
you just like accept it, and move on. Whatever.
Yep.
I'm heading out. Thank you again.
no problem. All right, what about you, Stun? Go ahead and get your last words in. That was Ohani bouncing out.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow that one up. Holy. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing Hard Hat in the quarterfinals.
Ooh.
And then after we go and have our series, if we win, Rindo, if you want to have another tryout, let me know.
Oh,
All right.
okay, I like it.
I'm just messing.
Nah, you good, my man? You good?
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, have a
Peace, man,
good
have a good
one.
night.
All right, and Rindo, and then Hoshi.
Not much. I just want to see an exciting like playoffs. Obviously, I don't want us to be upset, but I just want to see some upsets and exciting games. So it's been a fun season, and good luck to y'all.
All righty, Hoshi.
I think Dojo's spoke for me already, so I'll just leave it at that. But thank you for inviting me on the podcast. It was fun.
Yeah, stop avoiding me, man. Stop avoiding this.
It's inevitable. Yeah, no, but thank you again.
All right, man. Have a good one. Peace out.
All right, peace, man. You too, you too.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, with that being said, we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Sorry we didn't get to Warrior Clips. It took a little bit longer to get the show running up. But I think we got a lot of great content. And yeah, there's going to be more CCS content, obviously, this week. Starting with, like I said, our intermediate play-ins tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. It is going to be a 5-game series if it gets there, obviously. So tune in for that, and prayers for the EST folks if it does go to 5, because I wouldn't wish that. Yeah, it's just gonna be a slog fest if it does. But then yeah, more CCS action, of course, on Thursday. Our novice league is in week 8. Our advanced league in week 8 as well on Friday. So yeah, tune in for that as well at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I will be signing out here. And of course, as usual, stick around for the reaction videos that I'm about to queue up right now. Peace.
Oh, no, please have mercy.
You've been served. What is this?
Chris?
But how?
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborne. First, we attack his heart.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
He chose poorly. kaboom! If you don't like that,
Hello Jimmy, hello you. I am going to make a delicious dinner meal.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
time to get serious. Man Beast Taijutsu secret technique! Bang over bang! You won't be waking up anytime soon.
Anakin! I have the high ground!
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Don't try it!
Wait. Just say go. Go.
Thank you, Daddy. I knew you wouldn't say no. Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!